To politics now, and some advice from the GOP coming from a presidential candidate last time around. Former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty says he sees a new way forward for the party, one that includes an agenda that speaks to low-income Americans. And Governor Pawlenty joins me now. Welcome to The Real Story for the first time, Governor.
It's good to be part of The Real Story, Gretchen. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much. All right, so you caused a few ripples in the Republican Party when you made the comment that you actually think that there is something good about Harry Reid's proposal to increase minimum wage. Why do you feel that way?
Well, I think if we're going to have a minimum wage, we should periodically and reasonably increase it. I don't support Harry Reid's proposal, but there's a way to do it, Gretchen, that's a win-win. We can add jobs to the economy and increase the minimum wage. For example, if you increase it a little bit, reasonably, the job loss that you'd experience from that could be more than made up by a fraction of 1 month's job growth, average job growth. But more importantly, if you put together a win-win package, for example, also approving the Keystone Pipeline, or also allowing the repatriation of money earned overseas to come back to America and allow that to be used for job growth, you'd have a reasonable increase in the minimum wage, and you'd have positive net job growth, and you'd have a message for Republicans that they would be about working people. So it's a win for everybody.
Well, it sounds like a good idea for a Republican message, but have you made any headway with Republicans? I mean, I know that you increased the minimum wage when you were governor in Minnesota, but it seems to me that Republicans have been, for the most part, against this.
Well, I think that's generally true, although I think privately, and at least some Republicans would say they would be open to a modest increase, a reasonable increase, but they would also like to get some other things, like I mentioned earlier, that would stimulate it and ignite job growth. And again, it can be done in a way that's a win for everybody, and importantly, gets the Republicans out of just always being against things, particularly things that seem to be beneficial to low or moderate income people.
And real quick, on this sort of theme, I thought it was interesting, a comment that you made recently, that you feel like Republicans should also, speak to the ones who had an upbringing like you did, from a blue-collar upbringing, to highlight that. That's the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah, well, it helps to have both messengers and messages that relate to people who, are working not in, the high end of the income spectrum, but are working day to day, paycheck to paycheck. And it helps to have messengers who've lived that life, maybe walked on that path a little bit. So when they deliver the message, they connect at a gut and heart level, not just at a white paper level.
All right.